Welcome to the 2020 WhistleStop Winter Haven Virtual Hobnob. Welcome. My name is Katie Worthington Decker, and I am the President and CEO of the Greater Winter Haven Chamber of Commerce, and it is my privilege to be your MC for this video series. WhistleStop Winter Haven is traditionally an in-person event where members of the public can come together to shake hands and get to know the candidates that are on the ballot through one-on-one conversations. But as we all know, 2020 is a year to adapt, so we have pivoted this event to an online series of Zoom interviews. We certainly hope you take the time to listen to each of the candidates and learn a little bit more about them and what they stand for and while they're running. We have invited every candidate on the ballot in Polk County to participate, and we want to thank those candidates who did decide to do it. Full disclosure, the Winter Haven Chamber does not endorse any individual candidates, but we do believe in an informed electorate. So we hope that you find these videos useful as you are getting ready to fill out your ballot. I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors for this video series. Our presenting sponsor is Citizens Bank and Trust. Our Meet the Candidates sponsor is Spectrum. Our additional sponsors include Citrus Connection, the Hemingway Group Realtors with Crosby & Associates, John Wood Realty, and the campaign of Sam Killebrew, District 41. As I mentioned, there are two important dates for you to remember coming up in this election. On August 18th is the primary. And while there are the traditional Democrat and Republican primary races, there are also some very important local races that will be decided during that election. These include school board, county commission, supervisor of election, and the Lake Region Lakes Management District. And of course, the second date to remember is the general election that will be held nationally on November 3rd. We hope that you will find this video series useful, and please encourage your family and friends that are eligible to vote to do so. It is our greatest right as American citizens. Enjoy. Well, John, thank you so much for participating in our 2020 virtual WhistleStop Winter Haven Hobnob. That's a mouthful to say. But we really appreciate your campaign and you being willing to purchase a virtual booth this year so that we have the opportunity to really educate the public about the different candidates and issues that are on the ballot this year. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
So because you've purchased a virtual booth, the Florida Division of Elections does require you to make the following statement.
Yes, this is a political advertisement paid for and approved by John Lewis for the Lakes Management District Commission seat number 2.
Very good. Well, thank you, John. We appreciate it. And we will jump right into some questions.
Okay.
So for our viewers that may not be familiar with the Lake Regions Management District, what are the responsibilities of the district and what role does a commissioner play?
Sure. The district is a special area between the Winter Haven, Auburndale, Lake Alfred areas. Most importantly, our chain of lakes. There's about 60 lakes in the district. They design, build, maintain the docks, the ramps, and the seawalls in those areas. They work frequently with the surrounding agencies, so they're not on their own. You know, the City of Winter Haven, Swift Mud in the county. They've got a lot of responsibility. They don't carry the whole load, but if you ever went to them, they can direct you to the right people. The director of the management district is a very knowledgeable guy. In the role of commissioner, I would be charged with making sure the district is moving forward, continuing to do the work of conservation, water quality, and keep recreation in mind. This is for the taxpayer. They pay for this, and I would keep them in mind for all of those decisions.
Very good. And so tell our viewers a little bit about yourself, your background, your family, how long have you been in Winter Haven, whatever you're comfortable with sharing.
Of course. I'm John Lewis. I'm married. I've got a daughter. I was born and raised here in Winter Haven. Spent a lot of my life out on the lakes growing up, fishing and swimming and boating. I've seen a lot of changes over that time. Went to Winter Haven High School and Polk State College. I'm a member of the Coastal Conservation Association, and I actually work on the chain at the Marine Supply on Lake May.
Oh, very good. Very good. Well, I'm sure a lot of our viewers are familiar with Marine Supply. They've been a staple business in our community for a very, very long time.
Mm-hmm.
So why did you decide to run for this specific office?
Sure. The reason why was I've always had an interest in the lakes, spending so much time out there. It's really big. I mean, 60 lakes. I'm dedicated to taking care of them. We all should be. I've never run for an office before, so I'm kind of stepping outside of my comfort zone. I always thought, I was too young in the past and probably wouldn't be taken seriously. But I began attending the meetings and hearing about the projects that they've got going on and thought it was great. I've witnessed that there is a need for a third person on the commission since Tracy had moved on, the city commission. And, I was already there a lot of those times, the only person in attendance. I figured this was my chance to do it. It's something I care a lot about, and it'd be a great thing to be a part of it, bring some new ideas to the table and maintain what we've already got going on.
Very good. And so from your attendance at the meetings and, kind of what you've witnessed and studied over the past period of time, what do you think should be the top priorities of the Lake Region's Lakes Management District in the coming years?
Definitely water, of all things. We need to keep that a top priority. Our area has exploded in numbers. The Polk County area, our Winter Haven area, the chain has gotten extremely large. There's a lot of people out on the lakes now, more than ever, and they need the water. I think the district's moving in the right direction. They've already got a great project going on called the WE Project. It's involving keeping water in the lakes, cleaning up the water, and protecting the land, all in one. I think they've got somewhere around a few thousand cypress trees growing that are going to be planted out there, and that's something really to be proud of. One of my top priorities is involvement. I think we need more involvement from the people. As I've said before, a lot of times I'm the only person there that's not on the commission. I think we can get more involvement. There's other platforms to reach people. With what's going on now with COVID-19, and mask mandates, people aren't going out in public. If we were to do something virtual just like this or the commission meetings, that would bring in a lot more involvement. I've seen a lot of good luck with doing that. As far as involvement goes, I'd like to see some more cleanup opportunities. This is one thing I do almost every day out on the water, even if I'm working or playing, is collecting garbage. It gets out there, and one person can make a big difference. We all need to do our part. I'd like to see more people coming to the ramps and throwing garbage away. I see it a lot, and it's great. Maybe the city and the district could partner up and see if we could do something. There's plenty of people who don't have access to boats and stuff where, maybe they could come out on a co-op day and clean up with the district employees. I mean, these guys do a lot of work, and I think it'd be great to even, get them a little recognition. They deserve a lot.
Certainly. So why should voters choose you over your opponents that are also running for the position?
I want the voters to understand that a vote for me is a vote for themselves. I'm genuinely concerned with the quality of our lakes and waterways. I'm not trying to use this as a platform to move into other areas of local government. It's something I truly care about. I'll always be at the meetings if elected. I'm not even elected, and I already go to a lot of them and, stay involved. I know everyone's got the right ideas in their heart, and there's a lot of decisions to be made, and I want to make those decisions and keep the residents in mind for that, to make sure that we're, conserving and making sure that we're able to enjoy these lakes forever. I don't want to see the lakes hurt by, unneeded development. We all know what's going on with our state. It's turning into a concrete jungle. We've got a lot of wildlife that brings tourism and sporting, and that's what keeps us alive here in this area. I also want to see that the district does as much as they can with the taxpayer dollars. They're extremely grateful for their budget that they get. They do a fantastic job of not wasting that money. They've even got their own ways to offset costs with equipment and projects, and I don't think that's something a lot of places do, and that's unique to the district. Just look at the water. I know I'm out there all the time. There's a lot of people that could get involved and help make the lakes better. That's something that I want to see. We're real lucky to have the lakes in our areas. And we could use a lot of help from the public. I want them to know that if they do vote for me, they're going to get a lot in return. I'm always available to talk. I'll always voice people's concerns, even if they can't make it to a meeting. I've already voiced some concern from residents just attending the meetings, just to see, what can be done. The commissioners always want to hear what you think. That's all going back to the involvement. The boat could go in any direction, and I want to be the person to steer the boat in the right direction for them.
Very good. Well, John, thank you so much. It is, you mentioned this is the first time you've run for office, and it can be a very daunting task for people to make that decision to leap in. But as you said, it is a very important role to have people that represent the residents of Winter Haven and Lake Alfred and all along those 60 lakes. But in addition to that, the people that don't necessarily live on the lake, you're representing all of us that are paying that portion of our property taxes, so that you can keep this, what I think is one of Winter Haven's greatest assets, in the best shape possible. So thank you for your willingness to run on behalf of all of us, and especially in this strange year that we're in, where it's a lot more difficult to run for office because you can't get out there as much. So we appreciate it, and thank you for taking the time with us today in our WhistleStop Winter Haven event.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you.